Hi, guys and girls. We're here with Matthias, and Matthias and I have known each other for quite some time, and I never know where I'm going to start with a conversation with this very, very smart man. Um, Matthias, tell us a little bit about yourself. I don't know whether to start with the new things or whether we should just go over what you guys have already accomplished and wing it from there. It's up to you.
Yeah, hi William. So good to see you here. So maybe let's start right away with the new products we
Okay,
have.
tell us about the new exciting number
So
001.
I brought this new B rectifier with me to
Okay.
Sun and Fun this year. It's a development from RS Flight Systems. We developed it the last 2 years, and it will replace the original B regulator from the IS engines, providing 20% more electrical output power, giving you 2 horsepower more on the propeller.
Wow.
And saving between 3 and 4% of fuel burn in cruise.
Just that one little box.
Just with that little box, and that's not all, William. We also reduce the heating of the stator. So maybe you're aware of some temperature problems on the B regulators in the past. So this new box can solve that problem at all,
awesome.
because it does not burn the power which is not needed. It just do not consume it. So this is also the reason for the additional horsepower and for the fuel saving. So we are just not using the power we don't need, and we are not burning it in heat in the generator.
Awesome. And so this will work on any of the IS engines?
Yes, it will work on the 912 IS, 915 IS, 916 IS. Yes.
Excellent. That's fantastic news. And I hate asking price and things like that and where you can get it. But you know what? These guys want to know.
Yeah, for sure they want to know. So you will get them in all the 3 service centers in the US. And the starting price of this device will be $995.
Excellent. So all the Rotax service centers?
All the Rotax service centers. So you can buy it at Lockwood, where we are here at the moment.
We can sneak and give them a little bit of a plug. Yes, we're at Lockwood, right in the front of Hangar D at Sun and Fun 2025.
Yeah. Then you will get it at Motive, and you need to help me with the name of the third one. They changed the name right away.
When they messed up the name, it is Advanced Power Plant Solutions.
Advanced Power Part Solution, yes. So this will be the
and
third
they're
service.
amazing guys there and gals.
Yeah.
So
and all the 3 service center will have this new regulator in stock in around 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay. Oh, wow, that's soon.
Yeah, so we already started the production. So the first production batch is the 100 units, and that started right away 2 weeks ago.
Perfect, perfect. You guys always amaze me with. Well, I mean, I don't want to go too far here, but you always amaze me with the technology that you guys develop, and how it's got everything. It's got form, fit, function, everything down to the last T.
Yeah.
And it's simple and it works.
Yeah. So that's the idea of the RS Flight Systems. So when we started the business 7 years ago, our idea was to make all the accessories and all the things you need around the Rotax engines. And at that time, the IS engines were brand new. 912 IS was on the market, 915 IS was just brand new release. And our idea in the RS Flight Systems was, let's make all the accessories around this engine you need as an OEM, as an installer. So just to give a few examples, we have display units,
this is what started it all, right?
That's where everything started it all right away. So that was one of the first products.
So tell us what it is, what does it do for the IS engine, and not to unplug it with the pretty picture.
So I think you need to cut that out.
No, we're not cut videos yet. So yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it's the cheap power adapter from Walmart.
It's okay. You had to change it to the right voltage. Anyway, so tell us. Well, that's actually the best sign. Nobody actually gets to see this unless owners see that. So
yeah,
that's
so
pretty
we see
good.
the whole startup procedure.
Okay, so tell us what this device is called, what its job is, and what makes it unique. Because this is, I believe, probably one of the most important Okay. Wait, no, why am I talking? You talk.
Yeah. So it's the EMU9XIS. It is an engine monitoring and management unit for the IS engines, initially developed for 912 IS, but works the same way with 915 and 916 IS. So it was developed together with Rotax, focusing on the IS engine. So it's a customized product only for the IS engine. So not a standard engine monitoring unit, which is then retrofitted or
modified
to
get the correct.
It's a solely Rotax part.
Okay, beautiful.
And the big advantage is that it reads everything out of the Rotax engines.
Okay.
There is so much information coming out of the IS engines, much more than just RPM, oil pressure, oil temperatures. There are failure codes, generator status, and all these things are sent out by the IS engine, so a lot of information, and that should be used and displayed to the pilot, especially in emergency situations where problems occur, and all this is done by the EMU.
Now, quick question. I see it's got a card slot.
It has a card slot, so that's another advantage of the EMU. It records the engine data 10 times per second, and that for the entire engine TBO. So 2,000 hours on the 916 IS is recorded on this card 10 times per second. So a really good data set.
And does it do, okay, what does it record generally? The flight?
EXO, all the engine data.
Yeah.
You're aware of it. Then it comes, you can see it right over here with a small GPS receiver.
Okay.
So you have additional a timestamp and a location stamp. So we have a nice post-processing tool which comes with the EMU free of charge. So you can open this data, see your aircraft flying over the moving map and having in parallel all the engine data.
Oh, that is amazing.
Everything which is on the canvas.
And so you can log your flights like that too.
You can log your flights, you can see trends of the engine. So if you fly it over years and hundreds of hours, you can compare what are the temperatures are doing, what are the pressures doing.
Yeah.
So you can make a really good maintenance tracking and health status checking of the engine.
Now, does this read the same information as if you were to plug in a dongle?
No, because the ECU is only recording, I think, the last hour or the last 2 hours. So if you read out the ECU from the Rotax engines, that's okay. If you had an engine failure in the air or something, you get all this information because you have the last 2 hours.
Okay.
But if you want to make a health status tracking over the entire TBO time, then you have a big advantage using the EMU.
Perfect. So that was your first baby, and then tell us about these other little things that you have here that honestly have made installation, I'm not going to say a breeze, but simplified a lot of things.
Yeah. So I will just pick it out of the spot. So that maybe is the bridge from the EMU to the next device. So one function we definitely need to talk about it. Oh, I switched off again.
That's okay.
One function where we need to talk about is our single lever power control. So what we brought to the IS engine is a full FedEx system.
Full FedEx?
Full FedEx system. So you have only one lever in the cockpit. We call it a thrust lever or the single lever.
Okay.
It's the connection to the butterfly valve. You open and close it, and all the rest is done automatically. So we read out the data from the engine and we compute for the pilot the optimal RPM for the flight state and automatically set that on a constant speed variable pitch propeller.
Wow.
So it's easy to fly like a fixed pitch one, just one lever, but with all the advantages of the additional power, performance, fuel save, climb rate increase of a hydraulic variable pitch propeller.
That's amazing. And then for the installation?
Yeah, so just to finish that, single lever power control is possible on the EMU with the screen. But if the cockpit is already, let's say, full of Garmin or Dynon screen, if you have a full glass cockpit, for example, you can use it with our SCU, the system control unit. Same function, so single lever power control, but it works a little bit in the back.
No, I didn't know that. So this unit over here is already built into...
Exactly. So you can either have the EMU and single lever power
Okay.
control, or if you don't need the display, just take the SCU. Same function with data recording, all the rest the same, but just comes without the display.
That's amazing.
So working in the back, hidden behind the instrument
and then
panel.
that will plug into the different screens.
Exactly, that will plug into the screen. So we have an output for Garmin, we have an output for Dynon, Canadia, so it works with all the known screens and glass
Yeah.
cockpits. We programmed the interface together with the engineers from Garmin,
It's
and
like
it
the
works
complete
quite
solution.
neat. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Matthias, you guys, like I said at the beginning of this video, you always amaze me. And I always learn. Maybe I forget some, but I always learn.
You always learn.
I always learn. And thank you so much for showing us these amazing Rotax accessories that will enhance your flying experience, basically, and enhance your knowledge of the engine and its lifespan.
Definitely, yeah.
Now, quickly, how do they find you? So we know that they can buy the new Regulator B from the ISCs. Can they get the rest from the service centers
Yes,
as
so
well?
most of the parts are also available on the service center. So we have a good partnership with all the 3 service centers. But of course, also they can go to rsflightsystems.com, check out the website. We have an online shop and we make worldwide shipping. So it takes normally 3 to 4 days to ship the parts to the
perfect.
US when they are in
And you have
stock.
a few other little secrets on that site too, for
Definitely,
technicians and
so,
tools for technicians.
Definitely.
So yeah, I would encourage you guys to check out that site. You know what? Every IS engine needs these.
Yeah, so check it out.
I'm not paid to say that.
Check out the other products like our start switch panels or the alternators. And yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. I hope you're having a wonderful Sun and Fun 2025.
Yeah, thank you, William, for the talk.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's a beautiful day today. So
it's a beautiful day here, like all the days at Sun and
it's been
Fun.
very good. No breezes that are very strong, so that's good. Thank you so much. Have a great show.
You too, William.
Bye now.
Bye.